This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV. We're at Cloud Expo East in New York in 2014. I'm sitting here with Guy Currier, who is head of global cloud marketing at Dell. Dell's a big company. Dell's been around a long time. Dell perceives itself as a leader in cloud. Tell us why.
Well, actually, Dell's been working on cloud for years now. It's at least 5-6 years that we've been building some of the largest cloud environments in the world. Providers like Microsoft Azure or eBay, they use our systems, and we've been a big part of that service provider market, but we've also been part of the OpenStack consortium since it started. We were the first company to have a OpenStack cloud solution in market, and we're also doing some pretty cool and innovative stuff with Dell Cloud Manager for managing cloud environments, with our Dell Cloud Services kind of brokerage model for accessing a lot of public cloud services. So there's actually a lot of leadership that I think we've been showing.
You know, when you think about some of these monstrous data centers and the fact of having them chained in different cloud configurations, and talk about thousands of servers and then tens of thousands of servers and then tens of thousands of servers. Could you help us a little bit with, or help me a little bit anyway, with how has this evolved? You know, when did you first kind of see, wow, someone's put together a large number of servers? And what would that have been a few years ago? And I mean, I'm sure Dell doesn't just stand by and, well, we'll just keep selling them and see what happens. I mean, there's got to be a lot of active involvement as you've seen these cloud architectures really grow. Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, we actually have 2 divisions at Dell that have been involved in the creation of these kind of cloud architectures. I mentioned the service provider business, and that kind of architecture goes all the way down to server design, right? Server design and architectures. I mean, we know now, like, Google's building its own servers, Facebook is building its own servers, but before anybody was doing that, they were buying from vendors like us, and so we were really a part of the development of that market. When it started to be called cloud, I mean, cloud itself is a term that's actually at least 15 years old, I think. It was originally used by the telcos, and when we started to use it for public cloud, it was probably about, 4 or 5 years ago, but we had already been working on it for a couple of years since then. And a lot of what we've done with the other division, our hyperscale group, that's the one that does OpenStack, is take that knowledge and experience and bring it, more into the mainstream, at least for enterprise, and not just for OpenStack, but for Hyper-V environments and other environments as well.
Okay, now I imagine, most of our viewers and most of the people here at the show don't actually work for Amazon or eBay. They may work for large enterprises. They may work for medium-sized enterprises. Could you take us through sort of a spectrum of customers? They're not all that massive. And, what are their needs, and how do you meet their needs, and how is OpenStack fitting into the strategy and the actual solutions you're giving to people other than the biggest of the biggest?
Well, not everybody is right for OpenStack. OpenStack isn't right for everybody, right? OpenStack is very much of a technical kind of a solution. And so certain industries like energy, in particular, anybody with a lot of analytics needs is probably going to look more at OpenStack when they also have a cloud need. But that's why we also work with, the big commercial partners like Microsoft on private cloud solutions. Their system center is one way to implement a private cloud on a much smaller scale, whatever your scale is. And I think one of the things we've learned about cloud is that whether it's public or private or hybrid, right? It's all part of the same strategy, and we think of smaller organizations being more public cloud users and large organizations being more likely to be private cloud users, but there's going to be use cases across the spectrum. And so that's why we have this public cloud business as well as all that hybrid and management stuff. So it really works across the board. It really depends on your need. And it's not based on size so much, even though there are trends that we see there. It's not.
That's the thing, and I'm trying to, pigeonhole it that way, and that's not really how it is. Now, people know how to find Dell. That's easy. That's a duh. Or I guess you don't go dude, it's a Dell anymore. But anyway, it's Dell. But within your organization, For people that are really interested in cloud computing and what Dell can do for them, what's the best way for them to reach out to your company and to you and your team, and no matter where they are?
Well, there is a website, dell.com/cloud, and that kind of lays all this out for you. That's one good way to do it. If you have a Dell rep, it really doesn't matter who that Dell rep is. They can provide or be a doorway into really this whole set of cloud solutions. And what I'd really recommend is that you take Dell as a solution provider or a full-service IT vendor. Take your strategy or your problems to the Dell rep or to dell.com/cloud if that's your preferred way to do it, and you'll probably see a bunch of answers there. It's a broader portfolio than most people realize.
Yeah, we're sitting here with Guy Currier with Dell. He's head of global cloud marketing. He's educated me a little bit. Hope he's educated you. For more questions, feel free to contact the company, and you can probably find you online on LinkedIn and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for joining us. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.